Hi, I'm Irene Tansman, author of AB and Arlene's Autism War. Today, I'd like to talk to you about one person's experience growing up with autism. And we will also discuss the differences between a few types of autism. I have a special guest with me on my channel today, Ken Valdivia. Ken is a highly successful and accomplished YouTuber with over 5,800 subscribers. His videos have received as many as 57,000 views and thousands of likes. On his channel, he discusses autism, profiles various individuals diagnosed with autism, and talks about his other interests. I'm going to place a link in the YouTube description to one of Ken's best videos. This video is about his love for music. Ken is an autism self-advocate and has special interests in the martial arts, movies, music, and entertainment. He aspires to work in the film industry someday. He is also currently working on starting a martial arts class. Ken, welcome to my channel.
Thank you for having me, Irene. Glad to be here.
Now, Ken, you have many YouTube subscribers. I want to know your secret to getting all these subscribers. And I assume that great content plays a significant role in this. How did you accomplish this? And what inspires your content? And how did you build such a successful channel?
Well, the thing that inspires me is other YouTubers, hearing so many stories about people shattering stereotypes, and case in point, Greta Thunberg, climate activist. She's on the spectrum as well. And also another fun person that I want people to know about, her name is Haley Moss. She is best known as the first lawyer in Florida to be admitted to the bar on the spectrum. And also another notable in the autism community is Thomas Island, who I personally like to give a shout out to. He's been a huge help of mine for the past 4 years, excuse me. I'm a Toastmasters speaker as well, and taking me under his wing. Toastmasters has also helped me accomplish my goals and get my channel to where it is today. And another thing I like to do is old-fashioned word of mouth. Tell people constantly about my YouTube channel and advocating, sharing my videos with people. And another secret to getting views is constant promotions. And heck, even when I'm bored, I'll go to various electronic stores and play my videos on the devices to get my word out there.
Okay, sounds great. Now, my viewers are mostly parents of children and adults with autism. And I want to ask you just a few questions about that. Do you remember not being able to speak?
Vaguely.
Do you have any memories of what it was like?
Not that come to mind. I just remember at times when I wanted something people to understand, like something like that, and but not. And when they thought I was talking about something else, I used to have a tantrum, meaning like, no, I don't want that. I wanted this. Yuck. When it came to food and what have you.
Because they didn't get what it was that you wanted.
Yeah, for example, like I had a hard time pronouncing Grinch, and I was with my aunt, and I kept saying, "Hey, look, Grints, Grints, Grints," and I kept getting pissed off. She's like, "What are you talking about? The Grints, the Grints." Yeah, because there were special cookies at Walmart or what have you, and then I kept saying Grints. I didn't know how to pronounce.
Oh,
Grints.
they were cookies. You're talking about cookies, because when you said that, I thought you meant Grinch, because there's a movie.
Yeah, the Grinch. Yeah, it was
that my son likes to watch
in honor of the Grinch movie that came out way back when.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I had a hard time saying Grinch, and I pronounced it as Grints.
Oh, okay.
I had a hard time.
So it was okay. All right. So now in one of your videos, you did mention about difficulties communicating and being misunderstood. Could you give us an example of, what that experience was, or an example of one experience where you were misunderstood?
Yes, for example, a lot of times, especially when it comes to social media and over text messaging. I'm a very tech savvy person. I'm not your ordinary Gen Z millennial guy. Honestly, I feel like I was born in the wrong time. I'm pretty much a boomer trapped in the Gen Z's body because I try to refrain from texting as much as possible because people always take things the wrong way, and like especially over text, people just take things so seriously when it's supposed to be meant as a joke.
Uh, you know what? I think a lot of people have. I think a lot of people have that particular experience um, with emails and postings. I think that that's a general problem with
Yeah,
social media. I'm not surprised that you've had that difficulties. I've had those kinds of difficulties myself. Um, Now, when you were growing up, you attended special education classes.
right.
Do you think that did you were you in special education the whole time or just part of the time?
Part of the time, but in elementary school, it was the whole time. And but in junior high, I took some general ed classes, and I always had a one-on-one that would help me with the classes.
Did you think that they prepared you adequately for adulthood?
Eh, not really.
Yeah. So, what was your peer group like in special education?
Peer group, everyone, they were more on a lower functioning side of it. They weren't quite fast learners as I was.
And
Yeah,
that
some
kind of
would,
held you back. That
yeah,
held you back.
yeah, and that's why I would always want to estrange myself from them when it came to lunch and recess.
How do you think that this, there's there's an issue. Do you think that you would have been happier if you were integrated uh, into the regular classroom from the very beginning, into the mainstream classroom from and not be in a special education at all, or do you think that there was some things that you learned in special ed that you wouldn't have?
Probably a little bit of both.
What ways do you think special education could be improved?
Well, just making time for to understand people's needs and help them with their socialization skills. I remember when in my fourth grade class we used to take a lot of field trips out off campus, like we would walk to the local grocery store or to a local restaurant, and then, yeah, they would teach us like how to use money and how to count change and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought that was very beneficial.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
Now my son Isaac has severe autism, and what little speech he has is unintelligible, and he requires 24/7 level care. Do you think that the kind of autism that he has and the kind of autism that you have, do you think that this is the same condition or a different condition?
I think it's a whole different condition, really, because I don't require 24/7 care.
Yeah,
Neither do some of my close friends, honestly.
yeah, yeah. So, how do you feel about a possibility of having the autism spectrum split in some way?
I mean, whatever helps the best, it doesn't matter to me. I mean,
Yeah,
because there's various parts. That's why they call it a spectrum, because there's various parts of it.
right. I see, talking to you, I see that your needs are not the same as my son's needs. My
Right.
son needs a lot of help still with communicating and with activities of daily living. And you're in like a totally different place. And I just really think that we need to get the right help to the right people. I think that, you needed more of the socialization kind of a thing, appropriate peer groups and
Yes.
that kind of stuff. And he needs more basic stuff. And it's very hard to get the right kind of intervention. Very, very difficult.
Definitely.
So, what do you think that? But there are some similarities. I think that there are some
Oh
similarities.
yes.
One similarity that I see is the love for music is definitely similar. My son loves. I have. I can send music to. I have a fan that can play music in the bathroom. He likes to lay in the bathtub, and I send the music to the bathroom from my
Right.
phone. And he likes to spend hours in there. He just loves music.
Oh
So that I mean that part is similar. And when you were talking about what it was like, before you were able to speak, where you wanted something and you get frustrated, uh, that also is the same. But I see that there are vast differences between you and my son.
mhm.
Um, Now, what is your life like now? Are you happy?
Well, to an extent, I'm kind of happy. I just always like to observe for the right type of friends, find people with common interests. For example, martial arts has been very beneficial in my life. You've probably seen me talk about that in several of my testimonies on YouTube. And, it's pretty self explanatory as I have spoken about that on my YouTube channel. I have displayed some of my skills that I've learned in martial arts. And yeah, people in the martial arts community, people in the autism community, like fellow music lovers and movie buffs. Yeah, the people that have the same common interest as me are pretty much people that I'll be able to get along with, and as well as some others on the spectrum. But yeah, as far as like stuff when it comes to politics and religion, I don't get involved.
Okay, that's very understandable. So what are your hopes for the future, for yourself, for the autism community, for the community at large? What are your hopes?
Well, my hopes, is just be able to get along and to help people conquer their dreams. Especially people that have been living with autism for gosh knows how long. Case in point, Jonathan Mitchell, being that he's in his 60s, and hearing his testimony is just like one of the most powerful testimonies I've heard, because he's the oldest person with autism that I know. And growing up back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s having autism, I can definitely sympathize with him.
Yeah, I think that you're lucky to have been born in the time that you were born, so you didn't have to go through some of the things that Jonathan had to go through. I mean, they're really, really very, very difficult. So, is
Yeah.
there anything else that you'd like to say to my audience?
Yeah, I just want to, encourage everybody to go for their dreams and never stop and just be persistent and don't be a stranger. If you need help, ask for help. And if you need someone to talk to, seek someone to talk to. And if you're just feeling out of it, yeah, don't be a stranger about anything. Reach out. People, communication. That's everybody's therapy right there. Mine especially. And yeah, I just want to continue to encourage everyone not to be a stranger, and because the world would be such a better place if everybody would take time to listen to everybody and share what's on their mind. And that's why I use this YouTube platform, sharing my testimonials. And my hope is that it'll reach even more people worldwide and be able to go more places and be able to advocate for myself and not having to live under my parents' roof for the rest of my life. Being that I'm currently um, not living with them, but I want to continue to do that and help others get out of their comfort zone as well. I've gotten out of my comfort zone many times, and there's still other stuff that I'm hesitant to do, but I want to attempt to do those things I'm hesitant to do right now, and just see where everything goes with right now, especially with the craziness that's going on in the world with Russia. And yeah, I just want
I know,
to raise a voice.
absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, um, it's interesting that you mentioned that. I think that's on everybody's mind right now. Ken Valdivia, autism advocate and highly successful YouTuber. Thank you so much for being on my channel.
Thank you, Irene. So please, everybody, don't be a stranger. Feel free to contact me. Check out my YouTube channel. Leave a comment on some of my videos. Let me know what you think. And if you want to personally get in touch with me, you can do so with my. You can feel free to email me, send me a direct message on social media. I'd be happy to talk.
And I'm going to be putting some of that information in the YouTube description. Thank you so much.